Hey, what's going on? Hey, what's going on, YouTube? All right, let's get it. Hey, what's going on, YouTube? I got an interesting video on my millionaire goes homeless to prove anyone can make it. So I'm pretty much gonna do a reaction video. Got my notes in case I ever go homeless and see if I could figure out some good techniques to make $1 million. I don't know, but let's get into it. There we go. Boom.
Today's been really tough. This is my bench right here. Gonna be sleeping on tonight, so.
This is Mike Black, the millionaire
Mike Black.
who's homeless, with the goal to make $1 million from nothing in only 12 months, while documenting the entire journey online for everyone to see.
I'm cutting off my entire network. I'm draining my bank account to $0. I'm leaving behind my 7-figure business, putting all my belongings in storage, and I won't even have a place to live.
This is the $1 million comeback.
Did you know
Dang,
that
hold up.
be like this?
No.
Interesting. So, wow, this dude is very humble because you wouldn't find too many millionaires willing to go homeless. You got to be a very humble individual, and like hardly they even tip or even give to the needy. Probably. I'm thinking. I don't know. I'm not rich like that. I'm not rich, so I don't know. But I hear stories like people that are rich don't even really want to humble themselves. Sometimes they just be kind of snobby, I want to say. I don't know. Let's see.
Everything was a curveball.
I'm not trying to judge nobody.
This is my one pair of clothes that I'm taking with me. I have a cell phone and I have a backpack with camera gear. The keys are officially turned in. The project has started. Now I gotta figure out what the f to do.
What Mike didn't know at the time was that this was going to be the toughest year of his life. But why did he decide to do it?
I'm gonna try to panhandle and make a couple bucks. I'm not worried about food at all. I can go a couple days without eating. Hey, how are you? I was wondering, do you have any like water cups by any chance? Finally, someone nice enough to give me some water.
See, it was the beginning of 2020 and
For 12 months. 12
and
months?
He wanted to be a living example that you can make a comeback even at your lowest point. But could he really reach $1 million in 12 months again?
Everything I tried didn't work.
$1 million.
I did
in 12
have someone
months.
message me on Craigslist that said they'll give me $100.
See, this has got me thinking, because there's homeless people that's been homeless longer than 12 months. What is this guy going to do differently than people that have been homeless for the longest? You know what I mean? So they say that people that have been wealthy or rich, if they were to lose it, they're able to make it again easily because they have accumulated the mind process, the skills, the skill set to get it again. So this guy's going to show how to get it again. Wow, I'm trying to learn. I'm going to take notes.
If I let them,
I started thinking, like, I'm going to be sleeping on the streets a lot longer than I thought. I don't know if I can do this.
all right, so it's 11 o'clock. Didn't make any money. My bench right here that I'm gonna be sleeping on tonight, so.
But there was no going back now. He had publicly committed all over social media, hired an entire production team, and this was about something bigger than just himself.
The goal of the project was to help as many people as possible.
So giving up was never an option. But things took a turn.
Something amazing happened. Out of nowhere, like this kid hit me up and said like, hey man, you can crash here. Offered to drive 30 minutes to pick me up.
Wow. Hold on. So this dude hired a production team. So he's not really solo in it. He has a crew following him. So is that really homeless? Is he really out there on the streets by himself with only just him, his balls and his word to fend for himself? Nah, I mean, it's kind of different probably.
I'm just really emotional. How nice
Crying
as
on
an
the
act
first
was.
day.
I promise you.
Yeah, I'll probably do the same thing. I don't know. That's tough.
Thank you. I mean, you don't have to, but
Just thank you so much. Of course. This is the RV that I slept in last night.
now this was a short window of opportunity to get back on his feet.
I still have one pair of clothes. Look how gross this is. Now I get to put these boxers back on.
So he had to make some money, but this time he had a plan.
What I started doing is just taking ads on Craigslist in the free section, putting it on Facebook Marketplace, and selling it for a profit. I acted as the middleman, handling all the logistics between the buyer and the seller.
And it worked.
I just sold my first couch for $100.
Although this was literally only 0.01% towards the final
sold
goal.
a couch
With
for
that, he
$100.
was finally able to buy some clothes, some decent food after not.
homeless. So he did have a little bit of requirements. He had a phone, so he has some possessions, and you know that's pretty handy if you're homeless and you got a phone with connection, internet connection. Yeah, okay, so he got some type of aid.
Eating for days, and most importantly, deodorant.
It's all
Paid
right.
$100
On day 3,
already.
he made a whopping $250 flipping more couches.
Hey Mike, what do you got there? That's a nice computer. Yeah, that's just a brand new used Chromebook. I'm gonna take that.
Oh, it's just not working.
But Mike had to figure out how to get his own place, because Isaac, the guy who helped him on day 1 and now lived with in the RV, still had
So he
no
has a
idea
phone.
about the project and who Mike really was. Because he was
And a
going
computer.
undercover as Scott, so he wouldn't get any extra help. If Isaac found out, Mike would have to cut off contact, which is one of the many rules he set up for the project, and then he'd be back on the streets again. So he had to get more Benjamins into his bank account.
I applied to 10 different jobs in one night, and the next day I woke up and I had 3 interviews.
So he spent the last $40 he had to join a co-working space where he could use much better computers and start trading time for money. Even if that means working as a telemarketer for only $10 an hour.
$25 an hour working for a law firm as a virtual assistant. So I went over to Isaac and I was like, hey, would you be cool with
He
lending
found
me
the
your
job
car
quick.
and I'll do food delivery. I'll give you the majority of everything I make.
I wonder what he put in the application. Like,
You heard it.
Place
Dude, I
of
could flip
residence,
this
like a
bike,
PO
by the way.
box or
It sells for
something.
like 300, 400 bucks.
Flipping.
Just left the thrift store. Got all these shirts. You looking for a sugar daddy? Hit me up. 220 bucks.
But still,
I'm
with
thinking
all
homeless
this
would
work,
be somebody
he was
more
barely getting by.
like
For the first
grungy
time, my
looking with
bank
no
actually
assets.
overdrew. I was not
He has a
expecting
nice
this to
bike and
take this
everything.
long for me to get out of this situation.
Until things got even worse.
We didn't put this in the footage, but the RV had gotten a cockroach infestation. It was really bad. Imagine trying to sleep in a place where there's cockroaches everywhere. You imagine them crawling on you. Well, one night I looked at my arm, there's a cockroach, just swiped it off, and I sat up. I'm done. I will not live here another week.
He just had to
See, that's
get
crazy.
one client
Roaches
for
crawling
some
on you.
service
That's how you
that
know
would
it's
pay him
bad
a
when you
few
got
grand.
roaches
I literally
crawling
just
on you.
spent all weekend. I sent
Usually you
so
see one
many
here and there,
sales
maybe, and
proposals.
you know.
Until he
But
finally got someone to pay him for monthly marketing services.
1,500 bucks. Dopamine just blasting through my head. I have money now.
So he was able to
Wow,
move
how do you
out of the
get $1,500?
RV into a small shared room. And to come full circle, now he could finally repay Isaac by helping him sell the RV for $2,000 more than he expected.
I bought a MacBook for him as a thank you present, paid for by my business. I was going to pay for 2 flights to Germany because he really wanted to go to Germany. Just thank him for everything. And then he just stopped responding to my texts.
Who knows, maybe he reaches out now if he sees the video.
I want those Germany tickets.
But in order to eventually reach the $1 million milestone, he had to build a real business. Ideally a scalable one, like an e-commerce company.
I am at
Day
the
58 already made about
farmer's market here.
$3,000?
Looking for some product that I can maybe partner with and sell online.
And after making some connections with a manufacturer and looking at trends, he decided on a very specific niche, a coffee
too
brand
much.
for dog lovers that donates a percentage of profits to saving dogs. But what got in the way was the fact that he had to document everything.
I was spending it 40 to 60 hours a week on production and marketing and running the production team alone while I was homeless in the beginning of the project. I remember being in meetings with the guys and I'd be like, I haven't eaten today. I don't have money to get back to the RV park. I gotta get out of this
Connections.
meeting and you guys have to figure
Well,
it out.
homeless, you still
Because
got
if I
some
don't flip the couch
connections.
today, I had to sleep at the office.
We need to shoot
That's
quick
good.
overview. We need to shoot how to. Our animator overseas just
It's
quit.
about
You're
what you
spending
know, who you know
25
also.
grand a month on production?
$25,000 burned per month on producing the project and marketing it.
Paying for it out of his own pockets.
I only spent 1 hour on my business. This has been a consistent theme. I'm not gonna be able to build $1 million business like that.
How much money have you made so far?
It's underwhelming.
You're
I
making
know.
less than minimum wage. You feel like a failure.
I can't be working all these hours. I need to build my business.
Do you
He only
feel
made $2,000
pressure having
and in the
people
whole
look at you
$25,000.
potentially failing in public? Does that keep you up at night?
I'm so tired. I just got word the client decided to, I guess, fire us.
He had to get really strategic with his time and money. Either cut expenses to invest more into launching the e-commerce business, or invest money to save more time. For example, by hiring freelancers.
So I'm still working on the homepage, sir. I
Jay,
need to start
you logged 2.5 hours. You said you're gonna log a full day today, dude. We need to get this site up. Oh, God, I've never
Wait,
gotten
tell me, you know what this is
Starting
showing
to
me?
get to the point
Like,
where I'm like-
homelessness is not that bad because he is doing a lot of things while being homeless. He's basically a boss. Like, he doesn't let homelessness stop him. He's still like making moves. He's still trying to find the best possible solution to problems. He's making connections. He doesn't even seem homeless, you know?
Like my hand over my head, being able to hit this goal. I don't feel like I'm far enough.
But out of desperation, Mike came up with a brilliant idea.
He's
They would not just cut his
a
biggest
fourth of the way
expense,
there,
but
and
might
he's
actually
already
make him money.
4,000.
I am finding a location. Let's say it's $4,000 a month to rent. I'm gonna rent out 4 of the bedrooms for $1,000 a month, so it pays for the place, and then that 5th bedroom I would get for free. That is what I call rent hacking. This is a 4-story place. This is gonna be my room,
Rent hack.
walk-in closet. This would be my bathroom. I'd be going from RV park to this. 3 months. Made this like a podcast room or something. Wow, this place is big.
He makes it valuable by setting up this house specifically for like-minded business owners. And because his
Probably
fake identity
about to
Scott
purchase a
doesn't
TikTok
have
house,
a
don't
good
even know
credit
it.
score, he just
Or
found
streamer's
someone
house.
to co-sign it.
What do you think is like a fair percentage of profit to do for you doing like the credit partner stuff? All right, I got the official lease. How cool is it that I went from living in an RV to this place, rent-free, plus I would make money.
And also, the coffee brand was finally ready to launch.
Oh, we're in
Got the
business.
lease? Wow.
We got coffee, baby. We got our
kind of
first
background
coffee
check,
order
like-
ever. This time, 4 months ago, guys, I was thinking about sleeping on a bed.
Wait. Can any homeless person get that lease? Because they're going to do a background check and they're going to be like, where do you work? How much income do you make? Do you make 3 times the damn lease a month? Like, how did he get the lease? How did he get that lease? If you're supposed to make 3 times the monthly payment, and he only made 4,000 so far. Gotta be connections.
If you're like, I hate my job, I fucking can't stand my fucking job, quit. Save up some money, downsize, quit. Figure out what you want to do.
And with roughly 9 months left, maybe it was still possible to reach the $1 million milestone.
There's a lot of people that have built a company in 9 months, have gotten it to $1 million. I'm healthy, my family's healthy, that's all that matters. On Tuesday, I learned that my dad was officially diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer.
Yeah, it's my lungs, my liver.
My dad is the single most important person to me in my life.
The typical survival rate for that
I hope he pulls
is
through.
14%. What I was told, like 12
That's
days.
stress.
Believe it or not, yes, it could be better, but also be much worse. To me, I'm the luckiest guy in the world. I'll fight, Michael. The fight begins. Don't get upset.
And here we see where
So it's just
Mike
like
got his unwavering
Things are
optimism
going good, and then
from
you
his
always have
dad.
this.
He gets a terminal
curveball.
diagnosis and still considers himself to be the luckiest man in the world. After months of struggling, overcoming homelessness, working 100-hour weeks to run an entire production team, and trying to make $1 million at the same time, now this happened. This was real life now. Mike had a decision to make. Continue the project or quit.
Some things are gonna change because I'm gonna be moving home to spend time with my dad. We're gonna figure it out, you know? This is what happens in life.
It was like life was testing Mike, whether he could actually be a leader, live by the message of the project, and overcome this adversity.
Still
You get dealt
homeless.
cards,
That's his
you have to play
parent.
the
His
hand
pops
you're
home.
dealt.
His dad wanted him to continue because now this was actually about more than just making $1 million. It was about living by the values his dad taught him, making the best out of every situation, even in times of struggle, and it lit a fire inside of him.
And I wrote it down. I wanted 20,000 DMs, people reaching out saying, you impacted my life in a positive way. That's all I wanted.
So could he still reach the $1 million goal now that things got even more challenging?
I want to make that very, very clear. I don't think I was going to hit it.
But they had a pretty good plan. Coffee is one of these consumables that people buy again and again if they love your brand. So setting up a monthly subscription would be a game changer. And if they could acquire new customers to try out their products, they might become long-term repeat buyers.
Smile, dance. We put up our first TikTok, and TikTok went semi-viral. Almost 3,200 followers. Holy shit!
What?
I think we got our
He's
first
trying to get
coffee
into the
club
business of
subscription.
selling
While I was
coffee.
driving, Etsy order.
You're like a
Etsy
good
order,
marketer.
$34,221. Our ad account got disabled. This is what I do when I'm angry. So I made a list
Wait,
of
how
things
did
I'm
you
grateful
make that
for. The
much
first is
money?
Mark Zuckerberg. I'm grateful for big tech. So now I feel better.
Things now started moving faster, but that also created more problems. Mike was still juggling way too many things, spending only 5 hours a week on the e-commerce company,
Wait, how did he
trying
make
to squeeze in
34,000
family
by selling
time,
the coffee?
making content to document the $1 million comeback, and researching cancer to help his dad. So far, he had spent $250,000 on producing the project, and the channel still hadn't taken off. His goal to impact 20,000 people seemed impossible, with only a few hundred views per video.
So that was like a layer of stress. Kept having to get the team pumped up. Like, guys, we'll get these views eventually.
Until his own health started declining as well.
Throughout the entire project, we haven't shared it with you, but I've been in and out of the doctor's office. I actually have 2 autoimmune diseases. Even started developing a tumor on my hip. It's gotten to the point where I'm in pain every single day.
Health, wealth, relationships, everything in my life is at the lowest point.
I want to talk about the project real quick. I don't know if I should keep doing it. I really should be helping out my dad with his business. My dad leaves the business is totally done.
Should he end the
Hold on,
project
hold on,
now?
wait,
He was
time
still
out. This man made almost 40,000 already or more, and he still has problems. So it's like, no matter who you are, rich, poor, middle class, you're still gonna have like issues and problems. I don't think being wealthy, rich or whatever is gonna waive problems from happening in your life, obviously. Let's see what's going on.
far from hitting the $1 million goal and having a big impact.
297.
But then he got a message from a stranger that changed everything.
There was a guy towards the end of the project. He reached out. I need to get on a call with you. Gets on the call and he literally just starts crying. And he's like, dude, I was going to kill myself. I came across your content. It just gave me hope. That was the best feeling I've ever felt in my entire life.
If he ended it now with only $65,000 made and one person he deeply impacted, would the project be a failure or a success?
I wanted to help people that were struggling get back on their feet and prove that it could be done. A lot of things about this situation suck, but I'm in control of how I see things.
Throughout all of this, no matter how hard life hit him, he made the best of everything and lived by the message he truly believed. That's what true leaders do. So he decided to end the project early to focus on fixing his own health and spending more time with his dad.
And now he's doing a lot better and things are going really, really well.
And who knows, maybe now, with this video, Mike is able to impact 20,000 people.
At least he made 60,000, but wasn't the whole 250,000? Damn, that's tough. Hold on, let's recap. Let's get it all together. Let's get it together. All right, so basically, he was about 300 days in or something like that and didn't get the $1 million. That's tough, but that's a big goal. And he already has $1 million. And I give it up to him for humbling himself to try to do it. But I was thinking like, that's tough to do on top of his problems. And imagine people that are just so far in the hole of homelessness. It's probably harder for them to get out because he had things to help him, like a cell phone, connections. He had I don't know, like when he got the lease to the apartment, it was like easy for him to get. They didn't, because he already had like money, I guess, or his background check was passed easily. So maybe for somebody that's more into the hole, maybe overcoming a drug addiction or abusive past or whatever, it's going to be hard for them to get a nice apartment, especially with no finances, you know, with no money, monetary gain. That could be triple the required payment. But yeah, that's interesting. That would have been cool if he would have made it, though. I give it up to this dude for trying to, you know, humble himself, and, you know, at least he gets to see somewhat what it's like to be homeless and start from scratch. Dang, that's interesting. I learned a lot from it. It's just, you gotta stay positive, and like, especially what his dad said, stay positive. And I like the way he was playing the role of a boss, even though he was starting from the bottom. Like, he knows he has to do this, has to do that, and he was doing it. So, wow, just what is it called? Fake it till you make it. Yeah, fake it till you make it. That's what he was doing. But he already had that. He already knows what it's like to be in the millionaire shoes. So it's not hard for him to know what to do. Wow, that's interesting.